My cherished child, the instant you press play, the atmosphere around you starts to transform. Someone who once observed you from afar has made an unequivocal and startling decision. You embody everything they desire, everything they fantasized about, and everything their heart struggles to release. They are pursuing you with a fervor that may require them to reconstruct their identity entirely. They believed they could walk away, that time would diminish the feelings they harbored. Yet, paradoxically, each moment spent away from you has intensified their yearning. They stand on the precipice of a profound transformation, one so significant that even those closest to them are left speculating about the force that could induce such rapid and drastic change. The answer to all of this, dear child, is you, your absence, your silence, your unwavering growth. They cannot endure the version of themselves that exists without you. Now, they are willing to dismantle every old pattern, leave behind familiar comforts, and abandon the outdated version of who they once were in pursuit of the one thing they can no longer live without: your presence. A curious rumor has begun to circulate around them, the kind that emerges only when one's energy experiences a significant upheaval. Their friends recognize a shift, their responses have altered, their tone transformed. Their eyes reflect a revelation that cannot be articulated. Recently, someone close to them reported witnessing them pacing the room at 3 a.m. Clutching something in their hand while softly repeating your name, a confession they had long kept buried. Something profound occurred within them, an awakening sparked by your absence. You may think they have forgotten you, that they have moved on, that silence signifies loss. However, the reality is quite the opposite. The silence has magnified their longing, and now they find themselves unable to escape the tempest that rages within. They replay every interaction with you, each conversation, every missed opportunity, wishing they could turn back the clock and prevent losing you. They are convinced that destiny attempted to communicate with them earlier. They ignored it. Now, guilt gnaws at them, propelling them toward a decision that will astound both you and those observing them. They are preparing to overhaul every aspect of their life, habits, social circle, priorities, and identity, solely to become deserving of the version of you they see emerging. What remains a secret, even to you, is that someone recently confronted them with a truth so piercing it shattered their denial. They are losing the one individual who could have transformed their entire existence. This realization did not merely haunt them, it detonated within them. Since then, they have begun severing ties with distractions from their past, unfollowing people, deleting conversations, distancing themselves from energies misaligned with the future they now clearly envision. They are redefining their schedules, presenting themselves differently, resisting once appealing temptations. It's as if a new persona is gradually emerging, forged from regret, desire, and the fear of losing the only soul that ever made them feel seen. Their loved ones are puzzled, some irritated, and others fearful, questioning if something supernatural has propelled them into this awakening. Yet, they choose not to disclose the reasons for their transformation, as the truth is too intimate, too vulnerable, and intricately linked to you. You are not merely an obsession, a fleeting phase, or a rebound. You are the pivotal moment, the person who compelled them to confront their darkness, their patterns, their mistakes. They are choosing transformation over comfort, evolution over stagnation, and courage over ego. They are coming to you, not heedlessly, but with intention, foresight, and an almost divine resolve. But here lies the unforeseen revelation: they are readying themselves for a reunion so astonishing that even the universe senses its significance. They have been revisiting old messages, scrutinizing your words, searching for the clues that hint at where things went awry. They have rehearsed conversations in their mind, reconstructing apologies, envisioning new beginnings. Initially, they thought they could merely re-enter your life. But then reality struck. You have evolved, you have healed, you are now someone they cannot approach casually anymore. This understanding weighed heavily upon them. It spiraled them into a state of despair, forcing them to confront a truth they had cloaked even from themselves. If they return to you as the same person they were before, they risk losing you once more. This fear, this unbearable notion, ignited the transformative journey they now traverse. They long to approach you with assurance, with certainty, and with the unmistakable evidence that the past version of themselves has vanished. They are willing to reshape their entire identity, communication, loyalty, discipline, future aspirations, so that when they stand before you again, they do so not as a figure of regret but as one of redemption. As you absorb these words, you may sense an inexplicable pull within you, a peculiar tug in your chest, for your intuition has been aware of this shift long before this message reached you. You may have been awakening with thoughts of them in your mind without any apparent reason. You've been experiencing sudden emotional waves that do not belong to you, fleeting images of their face, voice, and memories, as if someone is intensely thinking of you, crossing the vastness of distance, because indeed, they are. They think of you while driving, while eating, while pretending to maintain composure, and while sitting in silence, grappling with how they allowed you to slip away. You are the missing element, the catalyst, the reason their previous life now feels devoid of meaning. Whether you believe it or not, they are on their way, not as their former self, but as a renewed, redefined, and reborn iteration of themselves, coming after you with every intention of demonstrating that you were never just an option. You have always been the destiny they feared pursuing. My dear child, before you hear what follows, remain with me. The shift occurring in the background is more significant, darker, and more intense than you have ever fathomed. An event within the last 48 hours has turned their entire life upside down, a singular occurrence, a poignant statement, a profound realization. The individual who once moved slowly, hesitated, and doubted is now approaching you with a force potent enough to rewrite both of your narratives. They have made a silent vow, one unheard and unseen, known only to the universe. They have resolved not to lose you again, not to the passage of time, not to distance, and not to their own apprehensions. They stand ready to alter their course, amend decisions, and distance themselves from anything that jeopardizes the future they envision with you. Their present reality is in turmoil, my child. Those around them can perceive it but cannot comprehend it. They are witnessing someone evolve overnight, an individual who suddenly embodies an ardor in their chest, who speaks less yet feels more, someone who has recognized that there remains only one path to you. Allow me to impart a moment they have concealed from the world. Sitting alone, they replayed something you once said, perhaps casually or unwittingly, yet those words lingered longer than they would admit. Those words compelled them to reevaluate every decision made in the aftermath of losing you, serving as the mirror they could no longer evade. Last night, they looked into their reflection and murmured, "If I want them back, I must change. I must grow. I must become someone worthy." That whispered truth shattered an old identity built on ego, impulse, and unhealed wounds. From the ruins of that brokenness, something new began to emerge. They left that room transformed, eyes sharper, breath heavier, purpose clearer. This transformation sent ripples through their social circle. A close friend inquired, "What has happened to you?" They remained silent, unable to respond, for the truth is too sacred, too personal, too centered around the one name they refused to share with the world: yours. Your name, your energy, your impact, your absence have fundamentally altered them, even in your absence. The intensity escalates. Someone within their environment has begun to note that every decision they make now, oddly enough, circles back to you. They are tidying their surroundings, altering their routines, dressing differently, establishing boundaries previously unrecognized, and eliminating distractions that once captivated them. Others may perceive this as preparation for an extraordinary opportunity, a monumental breakthrough, or a significant life transition. Yet, the underlying truth is remarkably more straightforward and profoundly powerful. They are preparing for you, readying themselves for a moment they have rehearsed countless times but have never actualized. They are preparing for the version of you who no longer tolerates mediocrity, postponed promises, or inconsistent energy. They know you have grown, they know you have ascended. They recognize that the old ways will no longer suffice, and that knowledge terrifies them. Nevertheless, they are resolute. They are determined to synchronize with your frequency, your strength, and your clarity. They are committed to becoming the person they should have embodied the first time they had the chance to be with you. But, my dear child, pay close attention, for this is where the revelation strikes like lightning. In the coming days, something is bound to trigger them, a message, a memory, a sign, or the crushing realization that time is slipping away. And when that moment arrives, they will reach an irrevocable turning point. They will take a step that astonishes everyone who presumed to know them, a step that affirms their transformation, a step that anchors their decision to pursue you fully, openly, and without apology. They are prepared to disengage from comfort. They are ready to forfeit old habits, ready to alter their environments, ready to reject the influences that once dominated them, ready to dismantle patterns that sought to confine them. They stand ready, my child. Ready in a way they have never been before. Nothing will impede the momentum building within them. As this energy envelopes you, remain still. Their thoughts are racing toward you, transcending barriers such as walls, cities, distance, and silence. They are recalling your face during unexpected moments, envisioning conversations that never occurred. They are experiencing a sense of guilt that compels them to act. They are picturing scenarios in which they encounter you unexpectedly, and rather than feeling panic, they are overwhelmed by a compelling urge to approach you, rather than retreat. The depth of their feelings frightens them, yet it also fuels their resolve. Each heartbeat directed toward you serves as a building block in the foundation of their evolving self. It is also possible that those around you may begin to exhibit unusual behavior. You might notice others observing you, sensing a shift in your energy. You may feel as though you are being watched, but not in fear, in recognition. When two energies are destined to converge once more, the universe orchestrates everything: timelines, synchronicities, emotions, coincidences, to draw both sides nearer. My cherished child, something remarkable is unfolding beyond the visible realm. As you hear this, your spirit may already be sensing the tremors of change. The person who once allowed you to slip from their grasp stands now on the verge of a monumental decision, driven by the undeniable realization that you embody everything they desire, everything they have sought, and everything their soul cannot abandon. Today, a pivotal moment shattered their certainty. They encountered something, be it a word, an image, or a feeling, that deeply unsettled them, prompting a confrontation with their own fears, tendencies, and incomplete healing. It resembled an internal earthquake that rearranged the course of their destiny without their consent. They are no longer pondering whether to approach you; instead, they are questioning why they failed to do so sooner, how they sustained a life without your presence, and what version of themselves they must evolve into to regain even a fraction of your trust. This transcends mere infatuation or curiosity. This is a profound awakening at the soul level, propelling them toward you with a speed that fate itself cannot hinder. Recently, someone inadvertently revealed a truth they had hidden: their feelings for you are not diminishing but intensifying. In a casual conversation, perhaps unrelated, your name escaped their subconscious. Someone caught the hint and inquired, noticing a peculiar softness in their demeanor, which only appeared in relation to you. For a fleeting moment, they froze, acutely aware of how transparent their heart had become. Attempts to conceal it or redirect the conversation came too late; the atmosphere had already shifted. Those present sensed an emotional frequency rising. This moment marked a turning point, revealing to them that no matter how much they tried to repress your presence, it seeped through their silence, actions, glances, and hesitations. Fear set in, the fear that someone else might uncover what they have buried and reach out to you before they do. A rush of jealousy overwhelmed them, not from a place of darkness, but rather an awakening, a realization that they have taken too long to convey their feelings. And now, time is working against them. Throughout the day, their mind transformed into a battleground. Old doubts resurfaced, challenging them. What if you no longer desire them? What if you have moved on? What if their transformation is too belated? Yet, another voice emerged, stronger, bolder, and more resolute. It reminded them that they have always known you to be their destiny. This voice recalled every instance when you made them feel something unparalleled, how soothing your presence felt, and how incredibly connected your souls were, even in silence. It whispered the truth they have been attempting to evade: they will forever regret not making a move now. This voice shattered their doubts, igniting a fierce determination, propelling them into action, an action they once shied away from due to their fear of vulnerability. Yet, vulnerability now appears as the sole path forward. The notion of losing you forever is far more daunting than revealing their heart. Tonight, they will make a decision affecting you directly. They might reach out, show up unexpectedly, seek to mend what was once broken, or confront someone obstructing your connection. They may take an uncharacteristically bold step, driven by the mounting pressure within them. Dear child, understand this deeply: when the universe intends for two souls to reunite, it eliminates every excuse, delay, and detour. Currently, the universe is removing obstacles from their path with remarkable intensity. You might experience waves of emotion without clear cause, feel restless at night, or find yourself checking your phone unconsciously. You may suddenly recall moments shared with them that had previously slipped your mind. These occurrences are not mere coincidences, they are energetic alignments preparing you for their eventual return. Something monumental is on the horizon, larger than a message, a visit, or a confession. They are stepping into a future where they refuse to let anything distort their feelings for you again. However, the most astonishing aspect is something they have yet to fully comprehend: they are ready to transform a significant part of their life entirely to resonate with you on the same frequency. This is not about minor adjustments or fixing superficial flaws, it signifies a transformation at the soul level. They are distancing themselves from people who drain their energy, disengaging from environments that distract them, and rejecting the patterns that contributed to your separation. They aspire to present themselves not as a partly healed individual, not as someone confused, nor as someone burdened by past shadows, but as someone reborn from the experience of losing you. They wish for you to perceive the difference immediately, walking toward you with the confidence that declares, "I am prepared this time. I recognize your value this time. I refuse to lose you again." Beloved child, take a deep breath, for what lies ahead in this narrative is where destiny transitions from whispers to resounding declarations. Today, an unexpected shift transpired around them, one so profound that even the universe seemed to pause and listen. Someone challenged their recent behaviors, sought to pull them back to their old ways, and attempted to remind them of their former selves. Yet this time, they did not yield. They did not retreat or revert to outdated patterns. Instead, they stood tall, advocated for themselves in a manner even they found surprising, and uttered something that left everyone astounded. They proclaimed, "I am changing." Not because life compelled them, nor due to external pressure, but because your presence dwells in their mind like a promise they are desperate to honor. And child, that moment marked the official commencement of their rebirth. They do not merely desire you or long for you, they are actively pursuing you, even if it entails unlearning everything that once broke them. A storm brews within them, stirred by memories, regrets, realizations, and the fear of losing the one connection that feels genuine amidst life's chaos. Today, they engaged in an unusual act. they revisited old photographs, texts, and memories when your energy intertwined with theirs, and a crack formed within them. They felt your absence like a weight constricting their chest, sparking curiosity about who you confide in now, where your heart currently resides, and what energies envelop you. They even envisioned someone else becoming close to you, and that singular thought sent shockwaves through their entire being. Their heartbeat quickened, their breathing shifted. A friend nearby sensed the change and quietly asked, "Why do you look as though you are losing something?" They refrained from answering. For how could they confess that the individual they dread losing is not even in the same room? Their silence spoke volumes, loud enough for destiny to hear, loud enough for the universe to interpret that silence into movement. Child, it is vital for you to recognize that this phase of your journey heightens the sensitivity of energies surrounding you. You may experience sudden chills or feel an inexplicable pull toward this message. You may encounter a peculiar warmth in your chest as their thoughts actively reach for you, searching for a connection. They desire clarity, redemption, and affiliation. Deep within, they yearn for the world to acknowledge that this transformation, this fervor inside them, emanates from something divine. This is where the metaphors of life begin to converge. If life were akin to a storybook, this particular chapter would be one that many reflect upon, dissect, discuss, and share as a testament to the notion that love has the power to transform individuals. If the universe featured a comments section, it would be filled with affirmations that this connection is far from coincidental. Were destiny to possess a subscription button, this moment would compel every watching soul to click it. This transformation extends beyond personal boundaries. It resonates on a cosmic level. Your narrative is evolving into one that captivates the interest of souls, the kind that the spiritual realm cannot ignore. However, the most astonishing development, dear one, is set to unfold tonight. A pivotal decision is looming, one that will alter everything. They may draft a message and hesitate to send it. They might pick up their phone only to set it down again, or rehearse a speech in the mirror that they are not yet bold enough to vocalize. Yet, the underlying intention remains constant. They are bracing themselves to confront you, to present a version of themselves that aligns with your growth. They recognize your evolution. They understand that you are no longer idle, and they acknowledge that your energy has shifted. This realization does not daunt them, rather, it inspires them. Their former self may have fled or hesitated, perhaps even taken your presence for granted. However, this renewed version of themselves is prepared to overcome obstacles, dismantle harmful cycles, and liberate themselves from past constraints. They yearn for you to perceive their transformation, to feel it instantaneously reflected in their speech, actions, and the way they carry themselves when they meet your gaze once more. Please, listen to this with the fullness of your heart. The universe is orchestrating a moment destined for your paths to align in a manner that feels harmonious, not forced or hurried. They may materialize unexpectedly, in an unremarkable setting that seems spontaneous rather than planned. Yet, the energy in that moment will be unmistakable. Their expression will soften, your heartbeat will change, and without uttering a single word, both of you will grasp that something profound has shifted. They will no longer conceal their uncertainties. They will no longer hide their emotions behind pride. They will cease to pretend that life without you is bearable. They are prepared to step into the future with intention. This time, they will approach you not as a mere shadow of their former self, but as the person they have consciously chosen to become. A person shaped by the understanding that you are everything they desire, and they are willing to transform their life to include you once again.